Hello everyone, my name is Aaron and welcome back to my YouTube channel. On my channel you will find a lot of product reviews on skincare products I'm currently using. I tend to go pretty in depth with my reviews. I go through the ingredients, whether I think they're beneficial or not, and what my personal experience is with those products themselves, and whether or not I would recommend it to you. So subscribe so you don't miss out on any of that. If you give me a thumbs up on this video, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Today's video is going to be on the very newly released The Ordinary Salicylic Acid 2% Mask. The Salicylic Acid Mask was formulated to help with dullness in the skin, as well as any textural irregularities that you may have. The formula also has charcoal as well as clays in it to help sort of smooth and soften up everything else in the skin, to leave your skin feeling very refreshed. The target audience for the mask is mainly for those who have oily to blemish prone skin. If you're someone with oily to blemish prone skin and you want more radiant skin, then this product is something that you should take a look at. It does help with removing dead skin as well. Charcoal and clay has been renowned for being able to absorb a lot of oil and dirt within the skin, which is why you would find it in a lot of skincare, like this one. They're really good to aid in the removal of congestion and any other oil and dirt in the skin that may clog your pores. The mask itself has a very thick paste-like texture, so you honestly don't need to use too much. The Ordinary does recommend a nice thin layer for the skin, and it comes in a 50ml tube. In Australia, you can get it for $21.90. You can use this anywhere from 1 to 2 times a week on clean and dry skin. It isn't recommended to leave this mask on for longer than 10 minutes just because a lot of the ingredients in here are really good at absorbing oil and congestion, and if you leave it on for too long, it can over-absorb the natural oils within your skin and dry it out. It is recommended that you rinse it off with warm water. I would recommend using this mask at night just because the salicylic acid in here can cause a bit of sun sensitivity, which means you might burn faster in the presence of sunlight. Even when you're using this at night, the next day I do recommend that you wear some sunscreen, as well as limiting your sun exposure. So there are 5 main ingredients I want to focus on. I'll go through the ingredients from the most abundant to the least abundant in the product. The first ingredient I want to focus on is kaolin. It is a very gentle clay that absorbs a lot of excess oil and sebum. Kaolin as a clay is less drying and more gentle on the skin compared to bentonite clay, which is what you'd typically find in a lot of like thick clay masks. So the second ingredient I want to talk about is squalene. Squalene is one of my most favorite ingredients. It is a very oily-like substance that helps to provide moisturization and hydration towards the skin, and it also helps prevent water from evaporating from the skin. It can be found naturally within our own like human oil, and it is also non-comedogenic. So squalene really helps balance out this mask to prevent it from being overly drying towards the skin. The third ingredient is glycerin. So glycerin is a natural moisturizing factor within the skin. It keeps the skin hydrated and moisturized. So the fourth ingredient is salicylic acid. Salicylic acid is a BHA, and that means that it exfoliates on the surface as well as deep within the pores where the oil is. Salicylic acid is very effective against blackheads and acne, and it is also an anti-inflammatory as well. The fifth ingredient I want to talk about is the charcoal powder that is in the mask. It's very obvious that the mask has charcoal powder because the mask is black. Charcoal is used in skincare to help absorb excess oil from within the pores. On to my personal experience with this mask. Like I said before when I was talking about the ingredients, salicylic acid really agrees with my skin, and I really enjoy using the mask. I really like the product. I use it after double cleansing at night. Even though I have dry skin, I can tolerate the salicylic acid very well with no irritation. On my first application, I did feel a slight tingle, which is very unusual for me. I typically don't feel tingling when I use salicylic acid products, but I did with this. The tingle was just a very mild, like, oh, there's something happening to my skin. It didn't cause me any pain or irritation. I really like using salicylic acid. As you can see, I am a dude. I'm a guy, I grow a beard, and I like using salicylic acid because it helps prevent whiteheads and like little bumps after shaving. I have used it a few times since its release, and my skin already feels smoother and less congested. After using this for a few times, I do really feel like it's working because I do get minor breakouts after using it. I feel like that's just from the products bringing up all the oil congestion towards the surface of the skin. The breakouts don't last very long. It only lasts for a couple of days. I'm sure you can see one on my face because I did use this mask last night. My breakouts tend to take about a week for it to recover, whereas after using this mask, the breakouts only really last about a day or two and then it goes away with no like pigmentation. Or although I will say, if you have dry skin like me, you will definitely need to put on a hydrating or moisturizing product on top. Right now, after I use the salicylic acid mask, I do either put on a hyaluronic acid sheet mask or the CosRX Snail Mucin Essence. Find that using the sheet mask and the essence after the salicylic acid mask really does help replenish any lost moisture and water within the skin, so my skin doesn't dry out. As always with dry skin, I do pop on a nice moisturizer on top to seal everything in. Also, just make sure you're avoiding the eye area when you're using the salicylic acid mask. The eye area is very thin and very delicate, so you don't really need any deep exfoliation within that area. So the only like negative thing I have to say about this mask is that it is incredibly messy to wash off. My advice to all of you out there would be to apply the mask before you jump into the shower. That way you can just rinse it off in the shower and that all the like charcoal and the clay can just run straight down the drain, so it doesn't drip down your elbows like it did for me when I was like sort of hovering over the sink trying to rinse it off. Other than that, I have no complaints about the mask. I really like the ingredients in here. I like that it is effective but not overly stripping or overly drying like other clay masks that I've tried before. And I would definitely recommend checking this one out. It is very inexpensive. I know it only comes in a 50ml size, but it is way more than enough to last you quite a long time. If you found this video informative, please give me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And also subscribe to my channel. I do have a few more product reviews coming out very soon. Please leave me any questions about the mask in the comment section below. I'll also leave any additional notes in the description box that I didn't mention in the video. And that is all I have for you today. Remember to show your skin some love, and I will see you next time. See ya.